guess you guys like the chemistry between the two of you. Like, I know y'all write about once a week, and just for people out there that kind of do a lot of co-writing, kind of how do you set it up? Do you come in with a hook already ready, or?
Well, most of the time we just talk and we come up with something just in conversation. Every now and then he'll come in with an idea or whatever, and maybe I'll have an idea, but for the most part it's happened kind of just spontaneous, just talking about what's going on, what happened the week before.
I remember over the years talking to a lot of different writers, and a lot of them say, well, I saw this movie, or I saw this television show, or I read in a magazine, such and such, and they just grab a line out of something somewhere and run with that.
Sometimes that can happen. There's no rule that I know of. I mean, Billy's just so funny all the time. It's like one thing we've been writing together off and on for
30 years.
30 years.
Yeah.
And it's just such a fun day with Billy. I mean, it's never, a bad mood. And anytime you get yourself in a good mood, you're more likely to come up with something that's probably going to work. And his tastes are probably a lot like mine. Like if I don't think what he is talking about is working, I speak up, and he speaks up, and then we evaluate what the other person says real quick, and tell me I'm wrong. You tell me I'm wrong.
We don't worry about hurting each other's feelings.
Yeah.
Yes, that's really important.
I've noticed too that y'all write really fast, and I know that's something that a lot of writers struggle with. They write and rewrite, and I know from knowing Billy all his life, and I remember back when y'all first started writing, I knew about Ed Hill through songs. I didn't know Ed Hill, but I knew songs from back when y'all first started writing. But the thing that would always kind of intrigue me about Billy was that he would just have an instant hook about anything. It could have been a leaf falling off a tree, and he.
Yeah, I was going to get. In fact, the other day it was my son. He had to get some shoes for this hospital thing. He's training to do stuff, and I was in a store that sells hospital stuff, and they have those white things that doctors wear, the overcoats. And for years I was going to get Billy one to say "Mad Scientist" because he's like, you come in and some days you're like, oh, hang on, just hang on, because it's coming. And it's like, but I found that, I'd be like, well, right here, I don't know, now this right here or that right there. So I end up, doing that a lot, but Billy's
So y'all kind of self-edit as you're writing.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Right up to the end. And I'm not fast,
Very seldom do we just say, well, let's let that line go and we'll come back to it later.
Yeah.
Yeah. We focus, like we shoot the breeze for 20 minutes before we start, but when we start writing, we don't get off on other subjects, which is real important. We're not talking about politics. We're not talking about other stuff. We're like really trying to make a song as good as we possibly can. And if it's worth working on, it's worth trying to finish.